Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Street Savvy. I'm Jay Works, your lovely host, and I got a great topic for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you I'm motivated, I'm dignified. Some shit I don't even know what's going on in the world about, but I know Street Savvy is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is what it takes. I know this is where we need to be on this hell of a podcast night. I want y'all to know I love all you guys that's tuning in. And I got a couple things I want to get off this beautiful mind of mine. I want to get some happy birthday shout outs. For one, my son, Jerome Jerry Works Jr. I love you, my son. Happy 26. Enjoy your B-Day. Yesterday, when I went to post, it was a little late, but I made sure you seen it today. Keep going, man. Your dad loves you. The world is here for you, man. Open your eyes. Keep doing what you're doing. Broaden your horizon. Don't never stop. Don't let nobody tell you no. And don't get tired of hearing yourself. Period. God is too good. It's been too great for you. You got two lovely parents, man. You're going to figure it out. Whatever it is you need to do, you're going to figure it out, man. You're going to figure it out. And keep being the great uncle you are to your nieces and nephews. And being a little brother to your siblings. I think it's a great thing of the person you become and who you are becoming in yourself. Just keep working on you, my son. And everything else is going to come. Everything else is going to come. Trust me. Definitely. And another thing that's on my mind is happy birthday to the young Michael Harris. Childhood cousin, friend of mine up in Boston. Hey, Mink, happy birthday, my brother. Keep up the good work, man. You know, super grandfather you are. Real super grandfather. Keep up the blessings, man. And the brother you is too. Let's let it go. Let's let it keep being exciting, man. Let this world know that where we grew up at is not what we grew up on, is where we at today, man. We also seen a lot of supporting things and surprising things as children, as young men in the world we went through in life, man. And we got to give it up. So happy birthday, Mike Harris. God bless you, brother, and have many more to come. And other news around the world today, folks. I want you guys to hear me. Hear me well. The Supreme Court, huge ruling, 3-7. I think it was 3-7. Don't quote me on that. On the ruling of reversing the Voters Act. This rule been up almost 60 years, and it's reversed back to the old rule. It's just sad. It's sad that we have men and women on the Supreme Court who don't see the injustice that's happening, don't see the gerrymander that's going on, and a lot of the southern states, a lot of Southerners, black and brown, will not be able to vote for the people they want to be voted for, Democrats or Republicans. They will be left out, as were 60 to 70 years ago. And it's more closer to slavery than anything, if you ask me. Some people say, no, it's not what they want to do. Yes, that's what some folks do, allegedly. They want it back to those times where they could tell blacks and brown to shut the hell up. You don't belong here, where there's a color barrier, a color line. Some folks want that. And the Supreme Court done edged it a moment close. And I hope you folks understand what's going on in our society today. And a few women told you in the election what's going to happen in 2025. What Donald Trump and his cabinet and his regime and his allies was going to do. And I quote you, and I'm not going to hold you, because I disagree with a lot of things Kamala Harris stood for. Certain things that she was saying. I didn't vote for her or Donald Trump because I didn't think neither one of us would have did me any of you favors. And I was right about Donald Trump. Definitely right. But I would never know because Kamala Harris never got in there. But I'm going to tell you something. I can admit when I'm wrong. I didn't go against what the woman was saying about Donald Trump because for a person who knows the law in this country, she's one of them. She knew the law. The Voters' Right Act was very disgusting. And she was telling you, not on those levels, but what Donald Trump was going to try to do. And this was the narrative behind it. And the Supreme Court just put all the gravy on top of a lot of those people who wanted this ruling to be in a way that they can keep voting for people who don't agree with blacks and browns, Hispanics, Puerto Ricans alike, Cubans, Dominicans, Cape Verdeans. They knew if the Supreme Court would lean towards this decision on the Voters' Right Act that was passed almost 60-something years ago, they reversed it. Just like the Roe versus Wade. Telling the women what they can't do and can do without can do and do with their body. Reproductive system. These jokers knew what they was doing. And women as well. So now, for those the ones who went against Kamala Harris, who voted for Donald Trump. And don't get me wrong, you can vote for who the hell you want to vote for. You can like who you want to like, date who you want to like, vote who you want to like. But let me tell you something. You got to be someone who's deaf and blind not to understand what Donald Trump's plan was. And for you black people and brown people who voted for Donald Trump, I don't care about disagreeing or agreeing with him, but voted for him, shame on you. Shame on you. Because right now, our country is in a twister. Because a lot of you voted. A lot of you stood on it. A lot of you thought Kamala Harris wasn't the one. And I get that. I get that. I get that. I get that. I understand. Hey, I thought she wasn't the one either. Not for the agenda that I was pressing for my people. And not from her track record in California as state attorney general. And as vice president, she couldn't do anything. Because you up under the mission of your president, which is your boss. And whatever he say, you got to push it and support the agenda or the narrative. But she did say this. And Hillary Clinton said the same exact thing. And you guys like, no, I want to vote for Hillary. I'm tired of that. Her husband did enough. But this is what it was. And this is what it is. And this is what it is, man. We all had input on what this man has done. And he got more and more set to go. He's going to drain the swamp. And subjective, black and brown, we was ready. Because we done seen a lot of this already. So majority, it ain't affecting us. It ain't affecting us. But it will affect our kids. It would affect our grandkids. A dictator or a man who wants dictatorship to destroy all democracy is a problem. A man who can get in front of cameras worldwide and say, I would destroy a whole civilization. Bridges, foodway, passages, cut off all power on another forms of walk of life that's human. This man has a problem. If you think he won't hesitate at saying that about someone overseas, who ain't never did anything for him, you got a problem. Because the next thing, or what he's already doing, is that white and black war he wants, allegedly. You hear everybody's talking about it. Seem like that's right around the corner. Right around the corner. And again, a lot of us, black and brown, Donald Trump, yeah, he gave us those stimulus checks. Yeah, he released this guy. Yes, he gave this guy clemency. He did that. Yeah, you can't, if you're a man and you got kids, your girl won't be able to file taxes. All that other hoopla. And I just heard the young fella, Stephen A. Smith, say, won't those people just leave him alone? You try to put him in jail once, it didn't work. Just let him do what he's going to do. Stephen A., my brother. Well, you're not a brother of mine. You're a black man. Some of the stuff comes out your mouth is retarded. Retarded for an educated man like you, wealthy and well off, smart, articulate, knows certain agendas about sports, dominate the conversation on all airwaves. But in the political spectrum, you done lost. You done lost, my brother. You done lost. When you talking, how you talk to the men and women, especially the black women, about Donald Trump or whoever in the Republican Party, because not for nothing, the Democratic Party or the Republican Party have not done nothing for the black or the brown in a long time. In a long time, right? And the economy haven't been shaped up since this man got in office. Or unemployment. The numbers are skyrocket. Unemployment is 4.5% up in many different ways. We're losing thousands of jobs. And economy, yeah, they say the numbers is going up. They say the jobs is coming. They said it's stable. But I ain't seen nothing like that. I haven't seen it. I definitely haven't seen it. You people who voted against Kamala Harris, you've been better off not voting at all. You done gave someone power, especially the Latinos. You guys see it. You guys was out there, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, he's my cousin. He's the one. He's the one for the Latino community. Donald Trump, Donald Trump, yeah. Singing music, praising Donald Trump. He is locking Hispanic babies, ripping families apart. Mexican, Spanish, Dominican, Cuban. Haitians, at no disparity, locking them up in worse areas. He has locked up the Venezuelan president and his wife. You guys voted. You guys voted. Mr. Jones, excuse me. Mr. Jones, can you tell my producers the noise is a little loud upstairs? It's crazy. And I don't want no complaints. If you're going to make a change, go to the early voting poll. Make sure you vote in November. Now, I'm not one to tell you to vote for whoever, not to like someone or dislike them or to vote for them. I'm one to tell you to vote for what's best for you, your district, your family, your constituents. But hopefully this time, black and brown, you get it right. Hopefully this time, whoever you voted for ain't trying to turn or not trying to turn a democratic democracy into a dictatorship. That's just what it is. Honestly. So God bless America on that note. Let's get down to the topic, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, folks, I got something on my mind I want to speak about. And the topic today is how many of us has a friend or have a best friend, man or woman, that they don't speak to every day, haven't spoke to yearly, months, days, and times have went by, and you guys have grew older in every form, way, or fashion. Occupation, family, married, new kids, grandkids, and still can have that same conversation you had 30, 40 years ago. How many of us? How many of us got that one friend or two or three or plenty of friends that's been your childhood friend, 40 years or better, opposite sex, and still got the same conversation, the same love? Well, I'm ready to tell you, I spoke to one of mine today. I spoke to one of my dearest friends, one of my best friends in the whole wide world. I got plenty, especially on the female side of my life, of all the females I know and been encountered with. Besides for the wife, the kids' mothers, best friends, school friends, you know, a lot of Nicole, I got a lot of I have friends named Nicole's of the world. You know, my high school, you know, one of my high school best friends named Nicole, um, Judy, Big D, Judith, Rita, Hannah, damn sure good friend. We went to several proms together, you know, all types of class. Paula Randolph. I'm going down the line. They just calling back to back. I got calls. Back to back. They calling me. I'm gonna see. We on live. I'm on a podcast, baby boy.
Oh, yo, what's going on, Pop?
I'm gonna call you when I get off.
All right, hit me.
I love you.
I love you too.
This can't even fathom. But on that note, I have spoken to one of my dearest friends today. One of my best friends, excuse me, folks. Nicole Jackson. Me and this girl, known each other over 40 years. And we haven't seen each other far as person in the last 10 years. I've been back and forth to Boston, back and forth. And it's always been us. It's never not. And we had a convo today, a great conversation, about 2 hours on the phone. I was on the road with the wife, and she taking care of some business, running some errands, and I happened to say, let me call my friend. And I called her. And we just jumped right into it like it was yesterday. Personal stuff, especially our two sons, Jaquan, her son. And it just touched me. We both done went through a lot of personal situations, health issues in our lives, and that changed us a bit of who we are and what we're trying to do and what we need to do for ourselves. And we lost a lot of family members along the way. But in all behold, we still Jerry and Nicole. And it touched me because my friend said some things to me that I didn't even fathom of blinking. And what I mean by that, I'm gonna let you folks know in a minute. She lets me know where her heart is still at with her friend. And this is what brings me to this subject today on friends. She said to me, man, you still that guy when we was in the streets. You still that guy when we was in the clubs. You still that guy when we was getting stuff for these two boys when we really didn't have it. You still that guy when my son's father was in jail and you was doing whatever with your baby mothers. We was still us. I said, yeah. Only thing changes the number on our age, and we got wiser. And I told her, I said, you don't forget what you have with a person you love. And she put in incentives on that and said the same exact thing. And it's pressure when you live in this life to understand people, loved ones, family, friends, constituents, work, co-workers. But you can have those ones who that understand you on unconditional times. My friend Nicole was there when I was running around with my son Jaquan and was trying to find myself, but not letting my son go. Trying to be a better father till Jay and having females around him. Nicole was one of them. And just learning because I didn't have a handbook. I had a great father who I heard and didn't hear, and heard and didn't hear, and who always stood by me. But also had a friend named Nicole Jackson who never let me forget the person who I was and becoming, and who Jay was. Someone had to be taken care of at all costs. And it means a lot when somebody besides for family, which means blood, because to me, mud and water sometimes is thicker than blood. You understand? And me and this young lady, I've been through the mud and water and everything else. But I'm going to explain to you something that really dearly touched my heart today. When we was getting it together in our middle 20s, right? First occupation and learning. What's up, nephew? What's going on, Kurt? I see you. Appreciate you. When we was going through our trials and tribulations, trying to find ourselves with occupations and things of that nature, she got a job with a restaurant called Chef Lee's. And Chef Lee was one of the renowned chefs in Boston. Afro-American brother, family-owned business. He had gave Nicole a shot, being one of the line chefs at his restaurant. So it started on Blue Ave in Mattapan and Dorchester line. Then it went to Uppers Corners. And then it went to, I forget the other site, don't quote me on that, but it was 3 different places. And it propelled my friend to not just meeting people, because we always knew the town. We always knew the hustlers, the bangers, the ladies, the go-getters, the wannabes. We knew everybody. But as we started to grow, we started to know people in the town that was meant somebody. You know, the dogs of the world, which is the Ray Banzinos, all of the Patriots, Lloyd Malloy, Willie McGinnis, Ty Law, you know, Drew Bledsoe, you know, Paul Pierce, who else? Todd Day, Tony Batigue. It was guys of that nature that was just like pouring in, because Nicole became one of the best chefs in Boston, Massachusetts. And as my best friend, I was helping to prepare the catering side of it before I became who I am today, the cook side of it. And before not, me and Nicole would rather do a package, go out and hustle before we do any type of manual labor, because we had kids already. She had 1 kid, I had 3. Because all we know was taking care of them kids in all forms of fashion. But when we got to a level that, you know, hustling ain't what it is, they cracking it down. And we needed vehicles. You know, we needed other things. So my friend ended up getting this job with Chef Lee's and really exploring her talents that she didn't know she had. Nicole would still pack a pistol with no problem. With no problem. And run up on a motherfucker with no problem. You know, because she was one of those breadwinners that took care of the whole family. Just like I was. And we didn't undo all that couple dollars. We had them dollars. But when you're making that transition into the real world, into being somebody not just known for hustling, you got to bite down. Those good times become hard times. And hard times come to just getting by. Hard times come from your smile comes to a meme. Because you don't have the $200-300 or a couple thousand in your pocket to throw around and play with, or go out to the Guidos, or to go to the Baritz bar down Dudley, or go to Slade's, Conway's, or Callaway's, one of them. You know what I'm saying? The things of that nature. And definitely Guido's O'Shea, we was out there. We was in Providence too. So we had to really become something that we didn't know nothing about with getting jobs. I end up getting the government job with the Department of Homeland Security. My name's on every airport in this country. I did security at every logistics center that everybody had their name, background, whatever they needed. I secured the facility. I was threat assessment. And as my friend was growing as a chef, I was growing as a man doing security work. Making $3,000-4,000 a week, $12,000 a month. And as we grew apart from our careers growing up, we still never lost what we had. And she reminded me today. And that was big to me because I have a lot of those friends. I have friends I grew up with and we ain't never gonna turn. One of my best friends is my brother's, both of my brother's baby mothers. My brother GQ, my brother Jermaine. Shout out to my brother GQ, Gandhi Quiggs. Sharon Banks is one of my closest sisters, also a best friend, before she had kids by my brother. Deja Holloway, God bless her soul, is one of my best women friends in the whole wide world. Literally. Yes. Charmaine. Wow. No bullshit. Rita Hannah, what more can I say? Niecy Joyce. Kiki Jones. Yeah. These are I got some real lady sisters as friends. Tina Ross. Tina Ross, man, wow. Crystal Harris. Yeah. Big Tammy and Little Tammy. Tammy Johnson. Yeah. This is true fact. Nicole. Yeah. And I could go on and go on. These are people I grew up with. Maria de Rosa, Maria Fonseca. Our kids know each other. Grandkids know each other. It's just, you can't put a value on your friends. Majority of your friends become your family. I got two of my kids' mothers. Two of them that we was friends before we had kids. Tara Oliveira. Motion detected at kitchen. We grew up together. Seen shit. Did some shit. Got a beautiful daughter, Olivia. Teresa Wright. Man, Teresa. Wow. And her brothers are like brothers of mine. Andrew, Ace, Chuck, Charles White, Andrew White. Man, it's, like, it's historical. Red, Sabrina, her sisters. What? Kim. Some of the biggest sisters, big sisters in the world to me. Was tight with my sister Keisha. The Crumps out in Columbia Point. Wanda Crump. Tasha Crump. Like, no bullshit. And I could go on for days. These are people in your life. Again, don't gotta be blood. But mud and water and nickels and dimes and pennies and quarters always gonna make you family. Always gonna make you family. And me and Nicole had a part of the conversation today. And I'm telling you guys, this is more heartwarming than anything because friends are friends, and you don't gotta count them if you love them. You don't gotta count them if you love them. She said, My mother and them had lived in Archdale, up in Rosendale. I'm like, yeah. And I said, yeah, remember your grandmother, your mother and them? And the elder lady was real light skinned. And she said, who was that black boy you always bringing up here with you? She said, that's Jerry Works. She said, a good black man is always, a black man who's black is always going to be a good man to you. She told Nicole that about 35, 38 years ago. We still friends today. Grandma knew what she was talking about. Real talk. It's just the love you have unconditional for people who will go to bat for you no matter who they with.
Motion detected at kitchen.
I tell my baby mothers. That's Nicole Jackson. Michelle. That's number one. And you would say, well, what about respect? Yeah, it was respect. That's my sister. That's my friend. That's whatever. I called one day. We had no cell phones back then. Let me tell you a story. And I told Nicole, remind of it. Her baby daddy was, whoever he is, he was going with my nephew's aunt at the time, right? And, brothers do their thing, however. I was doing my thing. Me and Nicole was tight. My son's aunt, we was tight. We was cool. We good friends. And she was helping me with my son at the time. But I would see dude there, and I knew he had a kid by my best friend, but I minded my business. You heard? Nothing will portray whatever I got going with Nicole and whatever he got going with whoever the people were. But I called. He heard the voice. He was like, yo, old boy on the phone. She said, that's Jerry Works. I tell you who that was. That's who that's always going to be around. From that day, I knew then, like, the homie's the homie, but Nicole's Nicole. Never told the business. She knew it. You know what I mean? That was their situation. But ours was friendship. And whatever his son needed, when he bid it or did whatever, shit, that's my nephew. You heard? And that's what it was. Whatever my son needed, whatever we need to go see who or see this booster or get this Rob Peter to pay Paul, whoever. Nicole Jackson made sure that was done for Jaquan Works Brown. Never forget that. Never forget that. You don't forget things like that. And on the male side, love you for that, Nicole. God bless. But on the male side, man, I got childhood friends, family members that, man, we would never, nothing can break this. Theon Smith, Faye Smith. What? Sheila, Tion. Wow. Emic, Eric. Man, the names, I can get crazy on this motherfucker. True fact. Andrew White, let me say this. This guy, this fella, we've been friends. Man. Me, him, and Ricky Lambright. All scholastics, Ricky Lambright. Them Lambright boys can play some ball, whatever ball. But me and Rick was Leos, and Ace is Leos. Right? Competitive is all. We've been competitive since we was little boys. And our friendship, not this excel for what, God bless Lenny Jackson. Shout out to Lenny, God bless. Jeff Bynum, Kevin Gastons. All the programs in OP that excelled, and all the brothers and sisters who went to the programs that was there for us, Boston Housing, you name it, the Manny Wilson's programs, I mean, all the baseball programs, either I played and I coached. You understand? And my guys, Ricky played, either he played or he coached, school ball, you name it. From Southie, I went to Eastie, whatever you want to call it. Ace went to Eastie, whatever you want to call it. We've been friends. Kevin Thurston, 1MP, childhood friend. Keywan Bell, Armin Bell. Man, man, these are people, man, that's been my friends, kids. Ernest Bass. Ernest Bass grew up as a brother. They grew up in the same building, connected. I knew his mother's, grandmother's, aunties, and his dad all through the line. He was the only boy. He got spoiled by everybody. Auntie Jennifer, everybody. When the crack epidemic hit Boston and hit all these families, Boo was one of those guys that looked out. No joke. No joke. I got friends, man. We don't got to count. Pick up the phone, it's still the same conversation. How you doing? How's your health? Remember this, remember that. I have one friend, well, several friends who ain't here today. I'm going to throw a shout out. Spanish boy, Glace. Died too young. Died in the streets. Good kid. His big brother Glace was in, big brother Julio got in some trouble with me as a child, as a teenager. We grew together to his demise. Spanish kids, man. They was family. You know? JJ and his brothers. Literally. Like, I got friends, man. That it ain't about what we can't do, is what we will do for each other. Poopy. Wow. Wow. Hector. Like, what? Literally. The Gilmore family. Jermaine Gilmore. Same name as my brother Jermaine. Small story. Me, him, and his cousin, and Uncle Pat. Terrain as well. And my brother worked at a meat market square. Cutting meat. I lost my fingers, got my fingers grinded up. They all will know the story. Jermaine a little older than me. Pat's older than us. Terrain was a little older. But the small story is the Gilmores was raised by their grandparents and their uncles, to my knowledge. Seen the mother around, but they helped. Everybody helped everybody. But these are friends. Jermaine, John L was cool. We was cool. We spoke cordial. And we was, I say friends. But Jermaine was a bigger brother. Jermaine bitted, still came on. We was still the same Jermaine since DYS. E-Dub. That's what it is. Literally what it is. Childhood friends, man. It ain't no numbers on them. Dexter Joyce. Wow. Man, one of the best childhood persons ever can meet, man. Dexter was wow. Knucklehead. Do what he do. Me and Dexter, we didn't get along at first at all. Because I stood on mine, he stood on his. As somebody who was a little older than me, it was no punking each other. And one day, me and Dex hit off, man. Conversation. It ain't look back. Ain't look back. Me and Nisha was in school together. Me and Latoya was in school together. Dexter was older than us. But our friendship, man, impeccable. Our sisters, impeccable. Mama Joyce, it's always going to be Mama Joyce. Shout out to Mama Joyce. God bless her soul. Yes. Real talk. Andrew and Boo Adams. Wow. What more can I motherfucking say? What more can I say about Andrew and Boo Adams? These are childhood brothers, best friends. When them Works boys didn't have nothing, them Adams boys did. My first pair of Adidas, Andrew Adams gave me. All white on white. All white on white, man. And I painted them motherfuckers to death with the shoe polish. Yeah, man. In that same building, Ernest Bass lived in that same building on the same floor. And he was younger than us. He was a brother. Okay. Still friends today. Our kids, baby mothers, certain areas. And one thing I'm going to say this, and I don't want to be gratuitous about our living environment. The projects either made you or break you, but you was family in many ways. It was some bullshit in the projects. It was people who fuck with certain people all the time. The athletes fuck with the athletes, peoples. It was peoples who looked down on people a lot. But at the end of the day, we were still all from the same motherfucking roots. Our families struggled the same way no matter what. It was only several families in the projects that had mothers and fathers. Mine was one of them. Boo and Andrews. The Bundys, the Harrises. Right? And probably a couple other families, but not too many that I knew of. That I knew of. And I think Will Hip and them, Saki C, yeah, cool dude, still friends to this day, Saki and Will. Oh, and the younger brother, man, is my guy. That's my era. Buck, my guy. Ended up marrying one of the best childhood girlfriends I've had. Girlfriends, lady friends, Martha. Like, that's just, wow. You know what I mean? Like, friends. We all grew up together as family. No bullshit. And I would want to give nothing up in the world for that. I mean, the 20-odd years I lived in Boston or better, besides from my kids and my grandkids, a lot of my friends came from Boston, Massachusetts. My white friends, my Puerto Ricans, all that. All of that. My Cape Verdeans, my baby mamas, you know it. Boston was everything. Even my island people, the Joneses of the world. Yes. The biggest businessman I met in the world was an Italian, Walter Cardillo. He got me into the security world and I never looked back. To the man I am today, pistol license, liaison of a company who does pistol license, pistol classes, pistols training, security training. And I speak to the kids, speak to the schools, speak at the jails, all that in upstate New York. Because that one man, Walter Cardillo, a white Italian. I went to East Boston High, Italian high school. Go figure. And Walter's family still friends today. So, and that notion to say that about friends, men and women, me more on the lady side, I have personal friends in that city. One of my favorite person in the whole wide world. He had the same birthday as my younger brother, Dana Jones. D. Jones, I don't care how many years I leave that city. That brother's always going to be another brother of mine. Period. One of the favoriteest persons. No bullshit. No bullshit. Cedric Edwards, another guy. Boy. You know, I knew the best of the best and the worst of the worst. And we all share a common ground somewhere in there. That Mo and Mike Harris tantrum with Crystal, Carol. What? That's inseparable. But again, it's where your heart at. And for my best friend to call me today, I called her and we chopped it up. I even called my cousin Michael Harris, his birthday today. And he couldn't answer, but we chopped it up on the text. I told him I have many more birthdays to come. He's 53. Mike still looked 24. Mike still look like he about to go call Freddie, God bless his soul. And there they go hanging and running. No bullshit. No bullshit. Fred C. We both Leos. Some discrepancies over the years. We share blood. My daughter's his niece. My best friend is his sister. His other sister, Dee Dee, is one of my best friends from middle school. All his sisters, Serena, all of them, our kids share the same blood. It's just like that, y'all. We grew up in the projects. The shit just started expanding. Now, remind you, the Works has no other blood in motherfucking Boston but some of the Harrises. In the Moores. In the Bowdens. That's it. But the kids, Holloways. Oh my God. From the Holloways to the McCalls to the Blackmalls. Oh man. I'm getting stuck. There's so many. So many. My brother's baby mothers. It's a series. It works to spread it. To spread it, man. My father and his 7 kids, man. 2 girls and 5 boys. Yeah. 1 deceased. That's my sister Keisha. And it's nothing but love. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. Friendships will build and stay and last forever. Forever. I tell you a small story. Kevin Thurston, 1MP. One of the best dudes, one-line bars, rappers that ever came out of the projects. Before he came that, he was my baseball friend. Amin Bell, Keywan Bell, my baseball friends. Even Ernest Bass, as little he was, my baseball friend. We had walls in the projects, right? Brick walls. In between certain projects, it was 2 about, I say, 20 by 20, up and down between. So the kids who would play baseball would hit this wall and catch the ball. We had Fenway Park. But outside my house, outside my building, Hampton Street, Hampton and Prescott, we had a little yard. No more than 40 feet by 40 feet. And across the street, it was a wall, a fish place. That they do everything in that place. But we would play baseball. With these 3 little lines on the wall, that was our strike zone. Me and Kevin Thurston, Amin Bell, Keywan Bell, and his little brother. And that was our baseball stadium. That was our baseball. And we learned every pitch, every swing. Me and Kev would go out there and throw the ball. We'd go buy tennis balls from Mortgage Memorials and play.
Motion detected at kitchen.
And we was having kids. Mr. Simmons, what's up, baby? What's up, my brother? Buck, I love you, man. I love your family, man. God bless. And we would play baseball all night, folks. All night. And that's what the projects did to you. These are childhood friends. Mr. Simmons joining me. He'll tell you more than ever. Me and Buck almost, I think we're the same age, right? But hung out with his brothers more as we got older. But me and Buck grew up in the same line. all the side parties, boys club, you know, you name it. Buck was more ensemble than I was. I was in a lot of different things. And that was my brother. That was my brother. Still is. His wife is my sister. Martha's my sister. Martha Ann's a second aunt. You know? No bullshit. Martha Ann's kids was like my older siblings. I love Kim. Me and Sabrina, we dated two cousins. Different side of the spectrum, the McCalls. And we came more closer with that. And we grew up not even 20 feet from each other. Sabrina was our big sister. Yeah, bro, those are good old days. You know it. You know I'm dropping a jewel. And when it come down to it, and Buck, you can test to this, the projects either make you or break you in certain levels. A lot of us that ate at each other's house, some mothers and fathers don't kick your ass. My father was one of the neighborhood fathers. My father didn't play. All my friends would tell you that, male, female, little kids, even the worst kids, even the worst. And it ain't worse, it's good choices and bad choices. A lot of my friends made some bad choices. I got a lot of my childhood friends. I got lifers. Done did 20 to 15, 30. But my dad was everybody's Mr. Works. My dad was everybody's. My dad, listen, will feed anybody, will give you that conversation, and pull that motherfucking belt off. And these guys, men and women, went to jails for whatever. A lot of my friends, we done went to jail for whatever you can name up under the sun. Hey, Miss Lady, how you doing? And we all still have that common ground. Like, I haven't been home. I haven't been in Boston and sat down and talked to none of my great friends, man, because I don't got to count them. I don't got to list them. But they know I love them. You know, a lot of them follow each other. A lot of them follow me, and I follow them, follow their kids. You got Andrew White's son, going to college, about to play ball, school ball, D1, I think. Charles White, I think a couple of his boys, don't quote me wrong, a couple guys. You know, me and Teresa, their sister, were just talking. I was on a boat cruise. One of their cousins is the manager of the boat. It was just something similar to that. A lot of things, man. You know, I can go on and say off all the different projects that I hung around, and then their kids come to Syracuse. Oh, yeah. Jonathan DePina. Small story. Good childhood friend of mine. His dad owned the neighborhood store. Dad owned the neighborhood store. Good friend. Carlos fed all of us. You know what I mean? Tutus. And the kids grew up with us. They went to private school up the street from elementary on out. Jonathan ended up going to UMass Amherst, playing college ball. Career kid. You know what I mean? We all the same level age. I think he's a CEO at the jail now. But his son was going here at Syracuse University. And Jonathan found me. Yo, my baby up there, blah, blah, blah. That was all he had to say. And he'll tell you better than me. Whenever his son, I don't care what it was, drive to airport, yo, I'm at the game, nephew. I went to lot of games up there on that U. I see my nephew hit a game-winning shot against Wake Forest. Mr. Goodwin. I seen it. My own two eyes. Right up under the rim. He hit a buzzer beater against Wake Forest. Yes, he did. So things of that nature. Young girl, Nikki from Heath Street, her daughter was going to SU, got a 4-year degree. She called my daughter up there, Jay, look out, no problem. I was running the best club up there on the campus. DJs on the Hill. Her daughter was up there. I made sure she was good every time she ran into me. You know what I mean? So the love that you have for your friends is not countable for. I don't count the unteam amounts that I grew up with, the love they had with me. Me and Buck, brothers, and his sister and my sister was besties. Like to the end. We all have this love for each other that wasn't fathom. You know what I mean? Like literally, me and Buck go so far, man. Listen, quarter waters. Quarter waters, man. I mean, it's deeper than that. Niecy Joyce. I got a story about me and Nisi, man. Nisi was a boy girl, man. Boy girl. Literally. Nisi be in skirts and tube socks playing with the boys, man. Long, pretty hair, light skinned. We was throwing rocks across the street from the projects. And Nisi probably contested the story. She online. Um, One of the younger kids was out there with Nisi. They was 7, we was 10 or 11. And the Ricans was throwing rocks too. Hector and his sister them. And one of the kids got busted in the motherfucking head. Yeah. And boy, we never told who did it. Boy, we hauled ass. And that day, every time I see Nisi, we older, we in our 50s. Nisi just turned 50, I think. I said, damn, Nisi, the rocks hurt. She fell out. But stories like that compels me to say, even with Tammy Johnson and them, little Tammy, big Tammy, these are my sisters. They was all my sisters' besties. You know what I mean? Latoya and Keisha was tight. You know, cool. We all went to middle school together. Tony Bob. Oh my God, Tony Bob, man, was gorgeous. Beautiful. We all was in middle school together, man. You know, who else? Who else? Marlena Brown. Marlena Brown. Oh my God. That was everything in middle school. Marlena was everything in middle school, man. That was my sister's best friend. You know, a lot, man. A lot of folks, man, that I can go on all night and just father about and gloat about my friends. You know, we ain't sat down and ate nowhere last 20, 30 years. Shoot no rocks, get no drinks. Nisi, I call Nisi right now, Nisi Joyce. And Nisi be like, what's up? What you need? What we need to do? What's up? And there's other brothers in Boston. I got brothers in Boston, man. Brothers I went to high school with, man. We still tight today. We still tight. The D. Fragers of the world. The Barrys of the world. You know, them brothers from Mattapan. Hey, sister. Thanks for tuning in. I mean, what? Ed Coakley. Wilcott. Family. Literally. These are guys. Wow. You know what I mean? And I tell you a story for you Boston cats. You'll like this. Me and Ray Benzino. Ray Benzino, dog. You know, that's my guy. No matter what you think about him, that's my guy. Ray was doing his thing with our show, man. Doing his thing. Music was popping. Then he got with Dave Mays of Source Magazine, started doing the street team, and put Made Men together. But before he put Made Men together, we had surgery. And he would definitely test to this. He had surgery on his wrist. I had surgery on my knee. And I was telling about my brother. And he was telling me about Arvel. And that was my man Terror. By the time that, that was in the stage name. I'm like, who the fuck is Arvel? I'm like, he's from Orchard Park. This is dog. He was like, yo, he's in the group too. Man. I'm like, I'm like, yo, my brother Jermaine is one of the hottest dudes I ever met. So he was like, yo, this dude, man, get busy too. And he was talking about another young fella, Lev. And so I'm like, they're good, but my brother tight. So by the end of the surgery, we was on medication. And Dog told me, he said, yo, I'm going to put together these dudes from different sets, from academies, Orchard Park, Lenox, Mattapan. So I looked at him like he was crazy. Yo, bro, like, I don't know. But, because academies and OP, we had a long history. We had a history, And in saying that, we have a lot of things in Boston that brothers stand on. Because, if you wasn't from that side of town, that was your thing. You wasn't part of that, So when he said it to me, I'm like, all right, dog. Ray, you all right, you know the business. Yo, you put it together, and goddamn, Ray put it together, man. Ray put it together, man. It made men did their thing. Um, there was on a couple soundtracks. You know what I mean? Yo, my guys, man, tearing them did their thing, man, and a lot of videos they was in. Man wrote for a couple different artists, and Lev did too, I think. Don't quote me on that, but you know, and Hops was doing his thing. Hops put the barrier. Jason Collins, y'all know him as Hops. I know him as Jason East alumni.
Motion
I'm
detected.
having difficulties on this. So it was a lot. It was a lot, you know, that a lot of us endured, but didn't understand what Ray was trying to do. But he did. He put together, and I salute him. Ray Benzino, salute you, bro. Salute you. But yeah, I got a lot of friends out there, man. And Conrad, you know, a lot of guys out there, man, that definitely. You put your hand over this way. You know, I can't fathom that. You know, the love I got for all my friends in Boston and around the world, you know, that made me who I am today. Who I am today. Plug me who I am today. This is yelling a little bit. Yeah, I'm talking to my engineers over here, guys. This. Yeah, excuse me for 1 second. Plug it quickly. Okay. Yes. So, in those lines of saying that, you never take your friends for granted. Today, like I said, I spoke to my friend Nicole Jackson, and it just brought back those memories and things that it carries over from Boston to whatever you want to have you, and you know, and here in New York, I got a lot of several good friends here, you know, but my love and my heart and my besties are from Beantown, man. You know, Beantown, that pride, that Boston pride is something different. You know, me and Andrew White, we vaguely talk, but when we talk, man, I mean, he met my son, Jerry Jr., at an early age, man, and walked that walk with him. Walked that walk with him. And
Motion detected at kitchen.
no matter if I was there or not, Ace stayed tuned with my son. His work abilities, how he's with his kids, you know, just to have that conversation, man. You know, and I best believe if I was there and his son reached it out, I'm gonna step up too as well. I got one guy, several guys. I'm mention them. Derek Eccles. Derek Eccles. This guy, we go back to PAX. That's I'm gonna say it like that. And from marriages to baby mothers, career guy. Now he's been in the union almost 30 years, I think, 35 better. Don't quote me on that, you guys. But my man Derek Eccles, there, big brother, real shout out, big friend. My man C, Jamaican C. Wow, man. This man broke the barriers, man, when it come to friendship. If I needed something, he's in the wind. Military guy, street dude, best carpenter you ever gonna meet. You know what I mean? We started banging, hitting them blocks together, hitting that alley together, and we ain't never turned around, man. Our kids know each other, our grandkids know each other, all that, man. Trial and tribulations, all that. Good friends. Robert Malloy, good distant friend. Ain't seen him in years, heard from him. Same combo. Rumble in the streets, rumble in the jungle. So, you know, your best friends become family. Your friends, your deep associates. Scott. I can't remember Scott's last name. Scott from Forestry. Scott, that's my baby. Bow-legged Scott, we've been friends.
Motion
I can't even count it, man. When guys couldn't go up the street or go up to the other store, I could. When guys couldn't go up Forest Street, I could. No bullshit. Because the lines I kept with a lot of those guys, Alex and those guys, you name it. Like we was bros, man. You know, and I can't fathom that. You know what I'm saying? Mission Hill, Mike Beamer, my guy. Joseph Bennett, too. Tweet. Man, listen. Those are my brothers. Jawan, Jaws, Tupac. Y'all know who that is. He's street legend, my man. Paul, he's street legend. God bless his soul. My guy. My guy. My brother from another mother, man. It just rings the city. I mean, I got brothers in Mattapan. Whoa. Zach and Clark from Corbett Street. Like, them and my brothers grew up together. Then I know them as we got older. They knew my baby mother Tara. Like, it's just real talk, man. You know, some Jack and Chris Downing and Terrell Downing. Wow. And they sisters. Younger and older. Yeah, that's family. All the way. Thomas Arises of the world. Sam Cersei. Man, that's my baseball brother. My musical brother. Brother who cared in the streets, did whatever he did and was still cared for the community. I love you, Sam, for that, man. Love you for that. Always recognize your whole family. Fella? What? Thomas? What? My guy. My guy. Fella, my guy, man. Yeah. No bullshit. You my guy, bro. And what more can I say about the Cedric Edwards of the world? Real dude. Real dude. Real dude, man. To me. You know, ain't never sugarcoat nothing. You know what I mean? Ain't never crossed those boundaries, man. You know, always had love for my family, all my brothers and my sister Keisha. No bullshit. And Tasha. Respect all to Cedric Edwards. Good guy. And his whole family. Little Tammy, good best friend of mine. Lord help it. You know, her sisters, her brothers. Little Stevie. Family. You know, it's just the name of a few, long time. And I definitely get it. You know, the Halls. Eric, Tamika Hall. What? Eric Hall. Eric Blandon. Them two guys. Come on, man. No matter where they at. These are my childhood friends. Eric Hall, man. Blessings of what you're doing. And how you doing it for the kids and the youth over there in your business as well in Boston. Them Roxbury boys. True Roxbury guys. You and my guys, man. Don't you ever forget. You and my guys, we grew up together in certain places, man. You know, hell yeah. Real talk. And like I said, I can go on for nights and days. I just want to give all my friends them blessings call that I can remember. And the ones who I ain't speak on, especially them guys, Lewis, Cape Verdean guy. We fought when we was kids in middle school. We best friends of the day. Love my sister, love his people. The Monadnock boys. Anything up on Hancock Street that know Jay Works and his brother Jermaine. You already know what it was. You already know what it is. Real talk, man. Love. You know, it just fathers that, you know, it's just what it is. What's up, my brother? Yeah. It's just a lot. You know, and you can't put a number on it. You can't put a number on it. Yeah. My guy Wink too, man. Wink and Papa. Yeah. Yeah. Real talk. Miss King. Charmaine King. Wow. Wow. Real talk. You know. All the sisters and brothers up in Warren Gardens. Yes. Robert King. Dearborn Middle School. Wow. It's my guy. Still my guy today. Still my guy today, man. Yeah. It just don't fathom, man. You know, my brother-in-law, Randy Brimley. Knew him since he was a kid. Coming through with the wave, coming through with the choker. You heard? And I ain't talking about nothing else but that whistle. If you don't know what the whistle is, keep going. My guy, man. Love you to death. Randy Brimley. You know, things of that nature, man. These guys these guys is no blood. These men and women are not blood to me. They mud and water that's thicker than any motherfucking blood. You heard? Bow-legged Tone. Need I say more? Bow-legged Tone. God rest his soul. I tell you, a family. Wow. Goes back with my family. The Grant family. Diane Grant. Lisa Grant. Mama Grant. All the sisters. Sherry Grant. Huh? Man, these people of family fed me and my sisters and brothers. Miss Grant did everything. Lisa, goddamn, taught us the street ropes. Me and Diane and Derek was what? Was a team. Literally. These are families. And I can't, you know. Tanya Lucas. Roger Lucas. Yeah. Dana. You know, it just goes on. Yo, hold up. Something just went past my heart, and I'm going to keep it 100. Sammy, Reggie, Gwenna, Mike, Myron, Holman, Miss Holman, Mr. Holman. The Holmans are my cousins from another mother. We lost Reggie first, I think it was. Mr. Holman, Big Sam, real uncle. And then we lose Miss Pat, right? And Keisha. Miss Holman and my dad been around the Holmans since we was kids, since they was kids. Miss Holman and Emma Holman and my dad's together today. It's a blessing in disguise. It's a blessing in disguise. And Emma Holman's kin to Boone Andrew Adams, Jerry Adams from Columbia Point family, Fella, Sam Cersei. It was the Project family. No bullshit. I can't say too many names. I don't remember. But it was family. Martha, her and Gwenna was cousins, but they were sisters. Like real shit. And I tell you, one family that took me as a family, and I just had kids by their cousin, the McCall family. The McCall family. The first guy in the McCall family I ever met was Stephen McCall. Then it got down to my brothers, Earl and Ricky McCall, right? Tyra, the kids, my two daughters, Nay and Shay, my sons, Jerry and Jerome, Miss McCall, her sisters, and then Tyra's father's side family. Wow. Family. Tanya. You know, it goes down the line, man. Like, these are nobody who's blood, but the kids and the family and grew up with friends, you all blood to me. You know? No bullshit. So again, folks, I'm about to wrap this up. It's been lovely, heartwarming to say that I know these people. You know, the Whiteheads up here in New York. Yeah, definitely Whitehead. Curtis Whitehead, his family, both sides, mother and father, Big Kurt. Family. My cousin wife, Felicia, like family. Like, it goes down the line. It's what it is. And I give you a matriarch, and I gotta get off. Lois, Liz. Lorraine. Norma. Sweet James.
Motion detected.
Wow. Charlie Plu, God bless his soul. John. Rabbit. Man, it goes down from Detroit all through. These people are family. Yes. From the Stevensons, I can go on. Petersons, the Walkers, the Browns, the Stackhouses. It's peoples that don't need to be blood. That's family. And I'm going to tell you this, folks. It's hard to hold on to money, right? It's hard to hold on to bills. It's hard to hold on to credit cards. But your kids, your loved ones, and your friends, you better hold on to that. I'm Jay Works and this Street Savvy. I'm out, America. Stay tuned for another podcast moment. Please like and subscribe. How the Gentlemen Talk. I'm Jay Works, and I'm out of here, baby. God bless America.